Thank you, Principal Deputy Speaker. During my 11 years involved in politics at both a local government level and now in central government, housing is by far the #1 issue I have encountered. The housing availability in North Antrim has been at a critical level for a number of years, as there simply aren't enough houses being built to match the growing demand. As well as a growing and ageing population, we have a number of thriving industries in my area, attracting people to come to the area to work, and the natural progression for them is then for the family to relocate to the area. All of these factors have played into the problem locally within North Antrim. This position has grown to be a Northern Ireland-wide problem, exacerbated by the limited capacity for new builds in our sewage network. I want to concentrate my remarks at looking at issues I have with the Housing Executive. I must say, housing casework is the most frustrating. Apart from ensuring that your constituent has the maximum number of points, finding a solution is largely outside of our control. Those employed locally by the Housing Executive are a credit to the organisation, but the fact is there's simply not enough houses to match the overgrowing demand for social housing. Take Ballymena, for example. Over the last 20-30 years, hundreds of houses have been demolished by the Housing Executive in Ballykill, Bally and the Derry Road. Sadly, these houses haven't been replaced and the lands have been turned into grassed areas. If there was a desire to now replace these houses due to limitations on the sewage infrastructure, it simply isn't feasible without an on-site solution to firstly separate rainwater from wastewater and then to deal with it on-site. Before leaving the Housing Executive, I want to highlight the need for an overhaul of how houses are allocated. The point system is out of date and fails growing families and single adults. A greater priority needs to be given to allocations made under good house management. Where applicable, this will allow 2 cases to be resolved under one move. I think of a case I have in Bandura, where a family with 3 children, all over the age of 9, are crammed into a 2-bedroom house with an award of a mere 14 points. The Housing Executive confirmed, although there is overcrowding, Northern Ireland Housing Executive will only consider overcrowding for homelessness under accommodation not reasonable, when there is a severe overcrowding of properties. In this case, the family are deemed to be 1 bedroom short and have to make do with 10 points for overcrowding due to no exceptional circumstances and 4 points for being on the waiting list for 4 years. The Housing Executive won't extend the house, and they won't sell the house to the family to allow them to extend it themselves. If the Housing Executive gave a greater priority to good house management, this family would have a better chance to get rehoused whilst resolving another case for someone needing to downsize. We have housing associations making some progress locally, but the projected builds lag well behind the number of houses required. With rent at an all-time high and no real long-term security for tenants, coupled with a greater reliance on co-ownership for buying houses, the time has never been greater to see a change in gear in how the Housing Executive provide and allocate houses going forward. The need will continue to grow, and without serious investment, homelessness will continue to be a growing problem in Northern Ireland.
Thank you, Timothy. Now